Hello, my name is Emily, and today I'm going to share with you why I believe that no public speech in this era should last over 1 hour long. So first of all, I'm constantly approached by a lot of big companies regarding trainings or speeches about wine and beverage here in China. And they've always come to me, especially those that don't always organize big events, asking for a large presentation for longer than 1 or 2 hours. And I constantly tell them that the maximum time I want to present is keep everything within 45 minutes. If they are to choose the second option of going 2 hours, I suggest them to cut through and change rooms, or else to go into doing different activities before going back to wine training or spirit training. And the reason I do this is because two main points. Number one is our retention is decreasing and not increasing. Secondly, I also believe that there are many great examples of public speeches or even media that can condense everything and keep their presentation or even their speeches within half an hour. So starting things off, this is a great quote that was from the Medical Daily. They said, "In the digital age, the ability to focus is a superpower." And I couldn't agree more, because findings show that people now have a lower concentration than ever before. So in 2000, Microsoft released a research with about 145 people, and in their research, they found that our attention span was 12 seconds long. That was in 2000. And they redid the research, and in 2015, our attention span dropped from 12 seconds to now 8.25 seconds. That's a very big drop. Now, some people might say that it's because of all the different social medias that we have, always keeping us on check. It's very easy to go through our Instagram to check the news via Twitter. So we don't have a very sharp attention span. But this is quite a problem, because that means when you're doing over an hour speech, what is the main point, and what are people really taking, as information with them? So if they only have an 8.25 second attention span, well, there's not much that they're going to take away from your 1 hour speech. Or it's the same amount that they might take away from a 30-minute speech. So then you're going to waste 30 minutes saying something that people are not really going to extract. Also, when you think about 8.25, well, that's actually quite short. And keep in mind, a goldfish has 9 seconds of attention span. So that fish you grew up with was actually quite smarter than you, funny enough. Now, this type of data really clearly shows that our society, and as I mentioned, is decreasing in attention, not increasing. Secondly, I always see that there's great examples out in the public, such as TED, that people, and they're very professional people, can deliver speeches, scientific research, motivational speeches, all within 15 minutes. And they do so while really captivating their audience and still delivering the same message they could have delivered within 1 hour, but they are doing it within 15 minutes. So it's been done, and it's been doing great, and people really, I feel they really learn from a 15-minute speech as opposed to a 30 or 1 hour speech. Also, when you look at our media now, Twitter is a great example where our news that we used to read in newspapers, where long articles were written, are now in about 140 characters or less. So people are used to receiving very short and concise, blocks of information, as opposed to reading a lot of information and actually still retaining a shorter amount. So you see that now in the social media that we use, as well as what the public is being offered. A great other example would be TV shows. Before, TV shows would last around 20 episodes. But, now they only last 10 episodes in a season. So even the entertainment industry notices that people now have a shorter attention span and that they're not ready to listen for over 1 hour. And so all the episodes are not only keeping a different story, they're changing. They're changing because now they have more action, they have much more drama, and they're much more condensed, just as our speech needs to be delivered. Condensed, a lot of information, and most likely really targeted and well structured. would be a good term. Another great point that they mentioned is that we are now called the impatient nation. And I totally agree with that. So looking over the fact that we now have TED Talks that deliver the same amount of information within 15 minutes, we now have a shorter attention span than a goldfish, I would agree that we are the impatient nation and that our speeches need to be delivered within 1 hour. Thank you.